What's up everybody, welcome to Money Management channel. My name is Andrei and today I'm gonna be doing an update on MMTLP and FINRA saga.
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed, born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up.
And guys, for today's video I have several quite interesting questions that should be answered in order to receive the information that potentially might be important for MMTLP community. And unfortunately, some of these questions, well, despite the fact that we already know the answers, are still trying to be asked, and these people, well, are trying to switch the narrative from one point to another. And on today's video I will show you what I'm talking about in details. And before we dive deep into all of this, please hit the like button for YouTube algorithm. And if you want to know more about technical analysis, if you want to enhance your trading skills, feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel and join my Patreon account. And guys, you've seen many of my trade calls, all delivering strong returns in just hours. Now it's your turn to trade smarter. Join my Safe Haven Patreon tier, built for traders who want consistency, structure and real results. You will get a detailed plan to protect your portfolio, monthly one-on-one Zoom sessions with me and private Discord access with all trade alerts, lessons and exclusive updates. And here is the best part. If you don't earn more than your subscription price within 30 days, you will receive a full refund, no question asked, as long as your trading account balance is at least $2,500 and you've taken all the recommended trades during the period. No excuses, no fine print. You profit or you don't pay. Here are just a few of my trade results from the first half of October. But don't wait, this offer is available for a limited time only. Once the spots are filled, enrollment will close. Join today and let's start building your edge in the market. So, and let's begin with this tweet that was reposted by Junk Savvy, and well, it is quite interesting to see, but something weird happened with the shares of the MMTLP shares with some of MMTLP shareholders. Let me quote you this. MMTLP just saw this message, sharing for our awareness. I believe the brokers will test the waters to see how many people's shares they can make disappear, and they won't notice, especially smaller positions. Please stay vigilant as the company has stated to best protect your position. Send to the transfer agent. And here is the screenshot. Let me show you this in details. Here is the details of this screenshot. Hey, something is happening. My broker, Trading 212, has made my MMTLP preferred shares of NBH and XBH, Next Bridge Hydrocarbons, invisible. They are not anymore in my portfolio. I've had 352 preferred shares and a very big total loss, 99.9% still on MMTLP. Customer support is telling me that my shares are still there, but invisible. What's going on? I have all my previous statements in the app showing my NBH shares, but not in the statement of January of 2026. Any idea or advice? Thanks. And here is the screenshot of the conversation. I believe it is conversation between this person and the support of Trading 212. So the question is, why is that and where are the shares? As you can see in all my previous statements. And the answer is following. Hello, Claudio. Thank you for your patience. I can confirm that you still have 326 shares in Next Bridge Hydrocarbons unlisted in your account. Could you please share a screenshot showing your investment tab? And guys, if these shares are disappearing at this very moment, in this case we have to ask first of all Trading 212, and you can definitely do it first of all through the support desk, through their support desk, and you can file a notice, and you can send this notice to one of our community members who has an active lawsuit against broker dealers and authorities. In this case it will it can be added. This information can be added to this lawsuit and you will receive the answers. I think it is the only way how we can see these answers and how we know exactly what did happen with these shares just recently. So let me show you another quite interesting tweet. Ann Vanderstiel reposted the tweet that was written by Anna Trades, and Anna Trades wrote it 19 hours ago. And guys, you know that for now we have a huge bombshell that basically the entire set of Epstein files is a huge bombshell that is still, still blowing up. And I think some people might try to find some similarities or some evidence of certain actions that potentially might affect and could affect MMTLP shareholders back in the days and can affect it right now. And Anna wrote this 19 hours ago. Confirmed in the Epstein files. What I've been documenting for 2 years is now explicitly backed up in the record. The SEC effectively outsourced the entire OTC market to FINRA, including control of OTC share volume data, OTCBB. This is exactly how MMAT and MMTLP were misclassified, manipulated and traded in opaque venues with no real oversight. Not hindsight, not theory. Now confirmed, FINRA is the largest dark pool operation on the globe. And definitely Ann Vanderstiel, who is the most active and I would say for now she is the only person who is trying to push our case forward and who has very good connections with the people who potentially might help us. But unfortunately she doesn't want to see the bigger picture, and in a minute I will explain what I'm talking about. She wrote this in response to Anna tweet. If there was ever a reason to abolish FINRA, it's here in black and white. Series A placeholders that were never supposed to trade not only became tickers trading on the OTC, but were shorted by selling fabricated shares that didn't exist. This only happened because Wall Street asked FINRA to make it tradable ticker to make it tradable ticker symbol just so they could make millions trading something that did not exist. Yes, your federal government not only allowed this, but is covering it up. Meet MMTLP, abolish FINRA and the SEC. They are not protecting you anyway. And it is quite interesting, but we have some counter arguments, and one of them were presented by Platinum Sparkles. She wrote, read the last sentence. Next Bridge says it was shareholders that caused it to trade on the OTC market. And Ann Vanderstiel wrote, okay, then to read the corporate action that was published by Torchlight and Metamaterials. Nowhere did they set aside that Series A preferred dividend to be a ticker trading on any exchange. Whoever did this along with FINRA did so without honesty or integrity. There are rules and statutes that FINRA is supposed to uphold. Clearly, they were in on it and still are. I would direct you to a board member who, as a private citizen, also received a medal from the CIA. Her name is Kathy Romler. Look that demon up. And, well, wait a second, I will show you some answers to this thread, to this tweet, and Ocelot responded to Ann Vanderstiel tweet. You just said the key words on any exchange. The OTC is not an exchange. It doesn't require issuer consent for quotations. Quotations are facilitated by broker-dealers, largely based on investor demand. You are getting your information from liars. And, well, I have to admit that, yes, OTC is not an exchange. That is why FINRA cannot protect any retail investors who bought or sold shares on OTC markets. It is on their behalf, and it is everything that might be related to potential profits or losses are directly related to the shareholders and to buyers and sellers themselves. And guys, Ocelot made a very good set of tweets and set of explanations. For example, wait a second, if you click on his Twitter account, you can find the most recent posts, and he explained a lot about the naked shorting. He made a Substack account, and here is the most recent article, manipulation. So I've read this article, and it explains why some people from retail community are trying to mislead you as a potential shareholder, so that something was some actions was made, and that these actions was made illegally. For example, the number of shares that were traded might easily drastically increase the number of shares outstanding. And he explained in his article basically the process how it can happen. On top of that, guys, I want to pay attention to several explanations from Trader Zero. You might like my videos or not, but the facts are here, and if you don't want to accept it, it is up to you. First of all, guys, let me explain you some details about Anne Vandersteel. She is trying to argue that there is the only entities who are guilty in the MMTLP saga, and these entities are FINRA and SEC. But guys, this is a 100% correct statement only if you bought MMTLP shares right before December the 8th and if you wanted to benefit out of the short squeeze. But guys, if you invested, if you are an original TRCH shareholder and you invested in TRCH back in the days in order to see their exploration, their oil and gas assets that should be exchanged for money for these shareholders, it never happened, and the only reason of this is that a board of directors misled existing shareholders. And if you wanted to benefit out of the Orogrande Basin and out of the dividends that should be paid to all of the MMTLP shareholders, guys, it doesn't matter when the trading halt was implemented. In this case, you wanted to be in the situation when the company should pay these dividends, but it never happened, and we know for now that Greg McCabe and John Burda cashed out some of their shares, quite substantial amount of their shares, and they benefited out of the existing shareholders. On top of that, they knew that Orogrande Basin is empty, because they faked the reports, and C-Plant made the screenshots that was so-called proof of the oil and gas assets in Orogrande Basin, but it was 100% fake. On top of that, guys, if you expected to see the dividends right after the U3 halt was implemented, right after that, Greg McCabe as a CEO should make some statements in order to explain what you should do in order to receive these dividends. But instead of this, he stopped to pay for his properties, and he breached the contract and lost all the assets of NextBridge Hydrocarbons. And in this case, guys, if you bought these shares with the main intention to receive dividends from the oil and gas assets, you were misled by the board of directors, not by the FINRA and SEC. And this is two main parts. On top of that, let me show you that we have another person who made a video back in October where he explained clearly that MMTLP is just a smoke and mirrors. His name is Tony Dinaro, and you can find this video, Pump and Dump Diaries Episode 1, MMTLP, October 11 on YouTube. And he wrote, Meet TA, who blocked me a month before MMTLP ran up because I suggested on a live 30 days ahead of time a run up to $12.5 was coming, and reminding folks to lock in profits, because YouTubers had no clue, and FFS not to hold it till it went private, because shorts did not have to cover. And guys, in my video right before the U3 halt was implemented on December the 7th, I also made a video with a clear explanation that if you don't want to be trapped inside the MMTLP shares, you have to close your position, because based on the most recent price action, I made a very clear conclusion that a short squeeze will never happen. You can watch this video. The link on this video you will find in the description below. It is the very first link, and you can prove my words. On top of that, guys, Trader Zero made a very good explanations. You know that we have American-made Foundation Twitter account which posted some stories of MMTLP shareholders, but Trader Zero made a very good explanations of the position that you should take in order to in order to be on a safer territory. And he wrote, meet TA, the chiropractor who got absolutely demolished by doing things the way retail is told they should. Wait, what? Who tells retail investors to listen stock communities? Seriously? Has N, means N Vanderstiel, still the dumb person in the bird suit? Right. What is retail supposed told about putting your life savings into an OTC preferred series gimmick ticker on the backside of the parabolic peak? And Vanderstiel, he asks and Vanderstiel. Here's what really happened. TA decided to drop his full $322,000 nest egg into MMTLP hype machine too late, with no plan, no stop loss and no exit strategy. That is not investing. MMTLP was not an investment and TA was not investing. TA blew his lot on a straight up YOLO bet on a short squeeze, quit framing it as anything else. Transparency was abandoned. Burda tweeted, why would anyone buy after the 8th? Straight up warning, the spinout was a dead end. Palikors warned of no ex-div like a broken record. And guys, these statements is recorded statements. You can find it even right here in the screenshot. John Burda wrote it on November the 30th. Wait a second, I will show you. Got call from a reputable friend. Some funds still don't understand that they will not be able to trade MMTLP after the record date. They have no clue that the spinout takes all the value away from MMTLP. They assume FINRA will just allow trading to continue, but who would buy? Here is this statement from John Burda that he made on November the 30th. And ex-dividend day is December the 8th, if I remember it correct. Let me quote you further. FINRA, brokers, others warned, but in a true groupthink fashion. TA didn't listen. He chose to chuck the Kool-Aid and from pumpers and brainwashed morons who claim it was a guaranteed money play because shorts had to cover. With very minimal research, like reading your own broker's share lending agreement you signed when you opened your account, anyone could have learned that the lending obligation changes, no covering required. Yes, poor TA was greedy. He went all in cashing that elusive guaranteed short squeeze fortune that's left thousands of deep sheets for decades, from penny stock scams to meme mania. He now holds next bridge, a zombie shell controlled by one guy, McCabe, banking on high-interest loans and announcing interested party deals with zero specifics. Untradeable, no liquidity for shorts to even pretend to cover. The result was predictable, a fiscal doomsday. This is the textbook backholder script on repeat. They take zero responsibility for stupid decisions. They shift all blame to naked shorts and regulators, as if the SEC's job is to make FINRA babysit your portfolio and force a sell before you bleed out. Nope, TA ignored the warnings, chased the hype, still thinking the Halt has something to do with him losing his ass and his wife. Thinking that the halting of MMTLP has anything to do with why you lost your money is ridiculous. You lost your money at the bell on December the 8th. Just like Burda warned, there was no reason for shorts to buy MMTLP to close after that moment. They needed to buy NBA shares on December the 9th, and McCabe made that impossible. No tradable assets self-value exists. FINRA's Halt hurt nobody, and if you are an investor, you invested in next bridge hydrocarbons. Congratulations. This is the fourth story in a continuing exploration series documenting how groupthink, greed and total absence of personal responsibility can wreck you harder than any Hulk. own your LS. And guys, yes, I have to admit that unfortunately a lot of people came to MMTLP because of the short squeeze. But short squeeze is just some kind of some kind of smoke and mirrors. It happened just a couple of times with the most famous stocks like AMC and GME. And unfortunately, all other short squeezes are not so popular and have not so much supporters. And all these actions happened with support of the board of directors. Without them, without their actions, nothing could happen. Guys, believe me, it is just the part of this huge story. They are a part of this huge story, and that is why we have several lawsuits against John Burda, Greg McCabe, and George Palkers. That is why, guys, regardless of your point of view and regardless of your intention to see just SEC and FINRA as the main and the only wrongdoers in this case, the problem is much more complicated. And this is all what I want to tell you in this video. And if you like it, hit the like button and see you in the next one. Bye!
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm bad. I just